What's going on, YouTube? Today's an exciting day. We are finally going to start doing demolition in the living space of the house. We've been in this house for about 6 months now. Done a lot of work in the basement to get the working mechanicals up to speed. So today's project, we're going to start doing demolition upstairs in our living area. A little bit nerve-wracking because once you start that kind of a project, you're going to end up having to look at it until it's done, especially in our situation in which we are living in the house as we renovate and remodel things. So we'll show you a little bit of the renovation just to get the stuff down to the studs, and then the rest of this video we're actually going to talk about what it's like and how to manage living in a house while you are remodeling and renovating it so that you don't get frustrated by coming home at the end of the day. Hopefully you're stumbling across this video. You're either in the process of trying to find a house or you already have a house that you're remodeling and renovating. This video is going to serve you well so that you can balance or plan to balance living in that situation where you're going to be remodeling and renovating at your primary residence for the next couple of years. 5 things that you should consider while you're living in your renovation or remodeling project so that you stay on budget, you stay on task, and you don't drive yourself nuts with debris and construction everywhere. First thing, recommend living in the house for several months to give yourself a better idea of the flow of doing various things in the house, whether it's working in the kitchen or the flow of going from the kitchen to the living room to host guests. And then you start to build a picture of how you want to change the space to make it more livable and more enjoyable, bring up the value of being in your house. Second thing, we recommend doing one room at a time. That way there, you don't get in over your head, you don't bite off more than you can chew. The second part of this one room at a time is when you start putting things back together, take your time, do it right. It's gonna save you a lot of money, a lot of aggravation down the line. If you rush through it, you don't want light switches in close proximity being a different height. The beauty of the time that we're in is there's resources everywhere at your fingertips, whether it's other YouTube channels or forums or even talking to friends and family locally that may have contacts of people that are handy to learn from. That's part of the reason why we're starting this channel, is to learn, apply what we learn, but also try to build a community to learn more and help other people tackle renovating and remodeling a house as they live in it. Third thing we recommend, this one's a big one, set a budget and account for 10 to 20%, maybe even 25% more. You don't necessarily have to have the money on hand right away. You can set it aside little by little. That way there, you're ready to go when you do get to that decision point where you want to start that project. Fourth thing, you may notice prices of lumber are starting to go up and up and up. Everything's getting more expensive. Don't count on it coming back down to get less expensive. Obviously the stimulus came out, everybody has an extra $1,400 plus to spend. They're going to spend it on their houses, they're going to spend it on all sorts of things. So that, coupled with some supply chain issues, prices are going to continue to rise. Fourth tip is to buy supplies before you start construction. Maybe buy a little bit of extra. We have half a dozen or so 2x4s laying around. We have extra sheets of moisture board for when we eventually drywall our future bathroom renovation. You know, it helps a little bit. It's only a couple bucks here and there, depending upon your logistics, and it does come in handy. It saves you that trip to the hardware store. Before we get to our last suggestion, please help us out. Give us a subscribe. Hit that little bell icon to get notified when we post videos. And if you have friends or family that either are starting to look for a house that they want to live in and renovate at the same time, or if you have friends and family that just moved into a house that they plan to live in and renovate and remodel at the same time, please send us along. Try to help them out along with their journey as well. Fifth and final suggestion, have patience. tasks are going to take a little bit longer, a lot longer. You might get frustrated. Take a step away, take your mind off of it for a few minutes. You know, we're learning, you're learning, and just have fun in the process. You're going to have the power to design and transform your entire living space into something that you want. You know, you're not going to have something that somebody just came in and did a quick flip and the details just don't look right. By doing it yourself and having that capability to go from design through final product, you're going to find it very rewarding that you were able to tackle such a large task, but you broke it down into steps to get from design to final product. So we've been living in our 3, 2, 1.
You're really gonna trust me, huh?
Don't make me regret it.
No promises. Oh, baby, where'd you go?